Okay, so I started a second video here. I figured having a video more than 20 minutes is usually not the best thing unless you have a large fan base that enjoys that sort of thing. So, William Gooding, the big canal was still progressing, and now 'tis known as worth possessing. Okay, I guess that's some sort of rhyming, but yeah, this is William Gooding guy. Another sign for William Gooding. There's the I&M Canal passcode. Mile 29.1. Lock 1 is 6 miles ahead, or 0.6 miles ahead, which means the first 30 and a half miles was just a straight shot to Lock 1 from the lake. So we're near there. I think you can only go like maybe 10 more miles up the canal, and then it ends up being mostly impassable. I don't know, I've never tried. One of these days I'm gonna walk up there and see, or ride a bike or something. So far I can get up. There we go, got that. It's the police. It's two police. Whatever, I ain't doing nothing illegal, so just walking on a walking/bike path. I'm gonna pause and walk down here a little bit. Here we got this, I don't remember if it was like a turntable or turnstile or something. I think it was for loading grain or something onto barges. You see we got this piece of rusted metal. I honestly don't, whoa, that went down further than I thought it would. Don't remember if that was in better condition when I was a kid, or if it's always mostly just been like that. As you can see, the water dumps in here. Did a little bit of undercut there. I would imagine this culvert here blasts out and can hit that if it's blasting real hard. I don't know if that has something in it. Ah, Lee, you startled the crap out of me, doggo. I was like, where's that coming from? It was like on a porch up there. Little plant beds here, mostly filled with dandelions and such, but we still got them. I'm not sure what happened here. I'm assuming it's a low spot that they were trying to fill in. Here's a very muddy sign. I'll leave that there for a second. More of this. Maybe one day I'll go more in depth if I do another video on this, when I actually have a camera. That's not just my phone recording. More flower bed stuff. All these buildings are historical buildings. Like that building right there has a square block coming out of it. Could have been some sort of outlet for grain, or maybe an intake for water or something. Here's a tree in memory of some people. Has some pine cones. Those are not growing from it. Those are just hanging. 20. An aristocratic dame, poet Dorothy Dell, lived in Lockport in the early 1900s. She compared the canal to an aristocratic dame. Well, a fellow Lockport artist likened it to a ruined old hag. Lady lock tender. Several women worked as lock tenders, including Anna Schulberg at Lock 1 in 1909. Lock tenders only made $300 per year, and one ran a counterfeiting ring on the side. Cool. I'm going to refocus on this because I think I accidentally focused off while I was reading. Here's another tree. A loving memory of Nancy Bauer from Don and Marla, husband and daughter. Here's a bench. Tom Drake, friend of Lockport Township Park District. Here's another tree here. Carl O. Caneva, 1976 through 2018. To know him was to know goodness. Okay, cool. These are actually rather common. There's lots of little random trees and stuff that people plant along this canal for, I don't know if it's historical people or what, like people who were working with the Historical Society. Thomas J. Pearson Sr., August 1955 to September 2019. He who asked too little, or asked for so little but gave so very much. This one's one of the more Iron Canal. We got these cars driving by. I believe that road right there would be where the mule path would have been. We'll pause until I get to this bridge. Here we are. We just came from down there. Got this little gazebo. Go check that out in a second here. Mile 29.3, Lock 1 is 0.4 miles ahead. Child laborers, yes. Children worked on the canal in a variety of jobs. Teenage boys led mules that pulled boats, while others helped operate logs, rocks, not logs, or tended mules. The 40-foot drop. I'm assuming that's farther down. You can see, if you look, right there, there's like the original, right, let me set this can down so it's not on the screen. There's the original rock wall right there that was built when they built the canal. If you look down, I think right there is some. But yeah, mostly it's here. And there's some down there. And there's some down there. And then we got a little bit right here. And you can see it as you go down. And there's those rocks there. A lot of them have crumpled or fallen out. If I remember right, this gazebo over here though is a actual historical gazebo. Let's see. I believe this was like a whoa. I need to do something about that. This one's not bad. But I've been in here when it was raining. I don't know about you, but that looks like a fire. Fire. Like what happened here? Did somebody light a fire directly on the floor? Or let its fireplace get massively out of hand? It looks clear. I can see the light through. I'm very confused as to why there would be so much fire here. My only thought is somebody built a fire like right here in the middle of the floor. Because it used to just be like this sort of wood. If you look from the outside, you can see that it is like slate shingles, which would be why they didn't remove it. No fires allowed. Yeah, that's probably why. This is why you can't have nice things. Like, they got this fireplace that somebody potentially could use. But, you know, since people want to ruin things, you can't do any of that. Get these benches over here. Little benches here. If I remember right, this had something to do with lock tenders, or like where people would wait for like resting or whatever for when they're waiting for their barge to go down the canal some more. I'm not really sure exactly. I'll have to do some research on that and figure that out. In memory of Roland C. Liff, 1919 through 2006. That guy lived a long time. I mean, was that 87 years? I think it's 87 years. Still following the canal more. There's a lot of buildings along this canal that are from the 1890s, 1900s. Some of them even earlier. This video I'm going to end here when we get up here to Lock 1, which is past where those people are walking. In fact, this starts to narrow to go towards Lock 1 right there. We got this bench here, dedicated to B.J. Elson, a quiet place to rest and remember. And then we got another one right here too. Try to show off all these people's placards. Give credit where credit is due, I guess. In recognition of 30 years of service, Neil Schumann, Lockport Township Park District. Now that's significant. So you know for a fact that he is sewer, sanitary sewer. You can hear water in there too. And I'm quite confident that it's not connected to this culvert or dumping into there. In case anyone is wondering. Yeah, that looks okay. That's just an old pipe. Ow. What? Yeah, I'm gonna end this video when I get to Lock 1, when I show that off. Because as much as Lock 2 and Lock 3 are within walking distance, especially Lock 2, Lock 3 is a little bit farther away. Lock 2 is actually over where I showed where the that lake for Delwood Park, which is like over in that direction, tied into the I&M Canal, which is down there like a mile or two. It's a little bit after that. It's where Lock 2 is. And Lock 3 is all the way down by Joliet Ironworks. That's interesting. All right. More of the canal here. Grass gets mowed. All of a sudden, it just stops. Probably drops off right here. Or it gets really wet. Or you just don't know where it drops off. See how the water's flowing? It's like maybe a foot or two deep here. It's like flowing rapidly into here from like there, but then it has nowhere to go, so it has to just slowly come back here, pull up and go back that way. Slowly, probably wedges out this way. And as you can see, it's much deeper here, so Oh, I was walking and the water was moving, and I thought there was a big thing under the water moving. I personally wish they had taken better care of this canal. It would have been, I'd be walking on water now if it still flowed at least mostly how it originally had. And there's a duck right there. Hello, duck. How are you doing? Yes, duck, I see you. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you. You could just go on about your life over there. No intent of harming you. You can see over here, well, you can't see with this bush in the way, but the wall is like at this level. Right here. That's like 6 feet or more above the water. A random swarm of gnats. Here we go. There's the edge of the concrete wall for the lock right there. You see it through the tree. Right there. So somewhere around here they had a cut in, maybe where that is. Or it could be right in here where the water would flow around this side of the lock, probably right where I'm walking, and the lock is directly to my right. I'll show that in just a second here. But we come around, so when the lock was being operated, it would be have a way for the water to escape, so then the water would flow this way, something roughly along this way, I think. And I'm not sure if maybe like these culverts fed it somehow to the other side. I think they added those in when they added this part here where I'm walking up, because I think it came from over there around that way and then tied back in right there. As you can see even now, let's see how close I can get to. You see now, that looks like what they original cut, and that right there looks like the original pathway. So I'm assuming that what they did was made the water flow around. When they added this hill in to put this path up here on top, they threw these culverts through, which feed directly across to here, which maybe that looks like it was the original, I'm not sure. And then it goes that way to there. Let's trace this real fast and see if I can determine where it would go. Now, for all we know, some of this has been filled in, but I would assume that it goes here. Does it seem... All right, it goes down there. Let me do a quick trace and then I'll show you guys the lock. I don't know how far it goes in there. This pile is like 6 feet tall. But I'm guessing that it would go through there somewhere, at least originally. Or maybe right here where we're walking, and then come out maybe here. Or wherever this pipe comes out. Let's see if I can see from this side. This is a parking lot over here. $4.29. I'm gonna pause this and go look real quick. So we see where that water was coming from the other side over there where I should have gone into the woods. And I couldn't really follow that creek. Well, that creek comes to here. So the pipe is going straight this way. So who knows if it went somewhere else. But I would say that it ties to this. Ooh, it's nice and cool. The air coming out of that feels so good with all that water down there. Feels so good. Apparently not supposed to be on this side of the grating, but I don't really care. So I'm not really sure where that tied back in, but let's go look at this lock real quick. Got this big rock here. I wonder if that was symbolization to mark anything. All right, here we are. Make sure I don't fall and or drop my phone in this water. All right, so you see that? This water's flowing in here. It's flowing at a pretty good rate of speed. Let's see how much lower I can get down here. Walk along this little bit here. I don't know how deep this water is, but I've seen these rocks completely underwater. I bet you that's deep. Yeah, I bet you it's decently deep there in the middle. I am not trying to find out. But if you can see, hold on here, I'll flip this around for you real quick. If I can. I don't think that's the button. Anyway, let's see if this will work. I'm 6'6". I don't know if you can see that, but this wall right here is like 10 feet. That wall is like 20 feet. That little section right there, which is really hard to see on my screen. I'm standing at least, or at highest, the crack right there in the middle on this side. So that side's higher. I think these are actually the newer bricks. These ones here, whereas all those are the older ones. I think these are ones that are reinforcing the wall and keeping it from falling in. I can think this is the original wall here. Whoa, shoot. Almost slid backwards down the hill. Let's go up here. This actually could be where the water came around. It could have just come here and just been like this little section. Ran there and ran around. It is possible. So, the wall I was just standing by that's like 10 feet is this wall right here. I was standing on that down there. And then as you can see, this wall here, grab my hand, that's got to be 6 feet from where I'm standing, which is standing a couple inches below this. The water in these locks would have been, well, all that would have been underwater for sure. I'm not really sure exactly how high the water was, but there's locks in Shanahan where you walk up to it and, you know, like, that's a long way down. There's locks in Shanahan you walk up to it and the water's like right there, or right there, and you're assuming it's still just as deep. Like these giant shale rocks you're seeing, these bricks here, they're like 1.5 feet, 2 feet thick on average, and most of them have been there for, I don't know, 1850s probably. I think I remember relatively when they had done this sort of repair, because I think the whole wall used to look like this right here. By the way, this part where I'm standing here, or maybe actually it's this right here. This right here, that right there, that's where the one locked door would go. There's another indent down there. That's the other locked door would go. So you'd be in here. That is a waterfall right there. So who knows how deep this water is to begin with. That's probably a low head dam, honestly. Which, you know, when the lock was full, it would not be a low head dam, but it makes me feel like it is. We'll go over on this bridge, kind of janky. Well, see, you can tell it's not so deep right there, but it might be so deep right there. This is lock 1 though, and then here's the other side. The water is at least several feet deep in the middle. It's probably deep out to like right before that is what it looks like, and then it gets drastically shallower. So then we can go down here. Oh, that bridge is in the way.